What's up, y'all? So I got on here strictly because this week, as y'all know, it's been really crazy, really overwhelming, really just anxiety on 10 for both me and Lance. But um it's really just one of them weeks that I feel like today is something that we gotta talk about as that homeschool game. We gotta talk about it because I feel like so many of y'all just think that we got it and we gone with it and we just no. I feel like it's a lot of pretend because it's an image that we have to uphold for our children as well. And not really so much for the outside world because we really don't care what nobody think about us. But it's more for our kids so that they can see that mommy and daddy are strong and so forth and so forth. But after this week alone, I feel like it's okay to be, you know, crazy a little bit sometimes. Um, you just have to find your way through that crazy though. You have to find who you are, what you are, what makes you as a whole, as mom and dad, because it's not easy. Like with my husband going in and out, we had a conversation yesterday about a power struggle in our relationship. And I feel like that conversation alone overwhelmed me because I'm like, man, shut up. I feel like you're not here, so I take all the power. But really, it's like if I would give some of that to him, I probably wouldn't be so stressed. Something so simple as a bedtime because I want it my way and he wants it his way instead of us saying let's compromise. Let's compromise. So it's funny because we did compromise. We actually compromised on 8:30 in the bed, 9 o'clock, no TVs, right? On weekdays, not weekends, because they if y'all heard them in the back, they they ransacking them rooms like they robbing them in they rooms. But we just feel like as parents, like sometimes you have to close your door and sometimes you have to get away from them. Like it's funny because like my sister, she'll go in her bathroom and close her door. And I remember this when I was a kid. We would be wanting to talk to her. We'd be like, Shantae, 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 Shantae. And she would go in her bathroom and be like, just leave me alone. Shut up. And we as kids was like, we just want your time. We didn't know no better. We didn't know that it was a long day. And it's funny because we did it. And I know when she watches video, she gonna be like, mm-hmm. And but as kids, we didn't know. And even my husband, he a grown man and he have to hide in the bathroom from my kids sometimes. Even me, because he be like, okay, y'all hold on. Give me a second. Like y'all, it's sad because I eat in the bathtub because I need a, a mental break from everybody, everything, work, school, outside, like, all of that. Like, it just, we need that. And depression, I want everybody to know because I feel like a lot of people laugh at depression. They feel like, oh, your anxiety isn't real, your depression isn't real. You make that. That's not true. That's so not true. And I feel like at a different time in a different video, when I feel more comfortable talking about my depression, I feel like that's something I would communicate with you guys because I feel like that's something that I feel like a lot. I'm not saying dads don't have it, but it's something with women. We have that, and ours is crazy because we're the home front. We have to do everything. Where dads, their anxiety and their stress comes from, I feel like being that provider, and that's a lot of pressure too. And I feel like both sexes knock each other for what they do. Like, I'm not saying I can't do what my husband does. I don't want to do what my husband does. I don't want to be a contractor. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I wouldn't know how to react to being gone. I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't. Lance, can you come here for 1 second? I know you're doing homework. 1 second. But I'm gonna ask him. And okay, I'm gonna ask him, y'all. We in our pajamas, so excuse us. But I'm gonna ask him how being gone from his family messes with his anxiety, because I know he has it. Because I mean, he has PTSD. He was military. You off. You can't help it. We both off, y'all. We crazy, bat crazy. Like we just don't got no home training sometimes. But I'm gonna ask him, like, what makes you being a provider and being gone mess with your anxiety, your depression, and all that?
You miss out on everything, and you have to find ways to deal with it. You miss out on your kids, you miss out on your wife or your spouse,
Yeah.
and it's just like it doesn't get any easier. So when arguments happen and words get thrown around like, well, you're not here, you can't do nothing, it puts a different spin on those words.
Yeah, put a strain on a lot of stuff.
It makes it like, okay, well, I'm trying to help the best way I know how and the best way I can, but it's like I'm not there, so I can't do anything. When something bad happens, you can't get to your family. You're not there to help them or protect them, and it's just a tough situation to have to live with. But if that's what you choose to do, and that's with any job that takes you away for more than 8 hours, that's what you have to live with.
Well, y'all got y'all perspective from that point. And I feel like a lot of my anxiety and my depression comes from just not being able, even with being a homeschool parent. Sorry, y'all, my camera acting crazy. Even with being a homeschool parent and being home those 8 hours, y'all, it's a lot. It is a lot. Thank God I do have my parents here. But at times, like, they get tired. Like me and Lance need a mental break from our own kids, being both of us here. And a lot of people say, well, you don't get a mental break when you have kids. You don't need a mental break when you have kids. Yes, we chose to have kids. But I'm going to be honest. I'd rather be that parent that asks for help than that parent to be on the Channel 2 News for strangling my own kids. I'd rather be that parent that asks, hey, y'all want to go out for a kid date? Maybe because I know for a fact that it's 4 or 5 more eyes, 6 eyes on my kids too than just me doing it, because I can take a mental break too. I have a lot of parents, and I actually have one parent who she does a lot of things, and I'm not going to name her. I love her to death, and I love her kids. And I actually have them, I'll say a fairly amount. Sometimes she has things to do on the weekends and she'll ask, can they stay the night? And I love it because you don't understand. Her kids coming give me that break, because now my kids are in big kid mode. Mommy, can we help you? Can we do this? Can we do that? Instead of my 4-year-old saying, I'm the baby. Or I want to watch Peppa Pig. Now she's like, hey, I'm a big kid. Let me show them something that I know how to do. So then it's not so much of a back and forth battle of having to fight between siblings. Being homeschooled is a totally different world. And I'm not saying that it's different as far as what you guys do on your day to day, but for us and from what I did do in everyday life as far as being in public schools, with public schools, they were too tired. They were so tired after the sports and schoolwork, because schools overwhelm kids to the point it doesn't make any sense. Then my son would either act out because he was overstimulated, or he wouldn't be able to even function. And same with my daughter. And my 4-year-old has never really been in school. She went once, and I think me and my husband, what was the issue with Logan? I can't remember what was the issue when we took her out of daycare. It was because and I was still working there. I don't remember.
She just wasn't.
Yeah, she wasn't coping. I don't think she wasn't coping very well. And I, as the mom, I don't think I was coping. Was I coping? No. And the fact that our classrooms were next together, it was horrible. I think, you know what it was? You know what, Lance? I remember what it was. It was Easter. And I missed it, remember? Yep. I missed the egg hunt, remember? And you didn't like it either. Because she fell down and no teacher helped. But, you know, it's just been one of those things where you feel like you need that break. And I feel like not enough of us ask each other, hey, do you need help? Hey, I can help you. I was going to San Diego a few weeks ago, back in January. Was it January? Yeah, January. To visit my husband. And it was a lady on the plane. And I'm in all these different travel groups and all that stuff. And everybody was like, we don't like kids on planes and babies cry. And this baby, honestly, I didn't hear the baby on the plane. Maybe he or she did cry. I don't really know because I really wasn't paying attention. But what I did pay attention to was that it was an older man sitting next to the young lady with the baby. The baby was newborn still. Like, the baby had to be no more than 3 or 4 months because, I mean, it was little. And it may have been younger than that. I don't know. And the old man, the mom had to go to the bathroom. You know, these days people are all iffy about stuff like that. Like, oh, no, you don't let no stranger watch your baby, you know, like. And when I tell you, I'm pretty sure that walking to the bathroom, being able to use the bathroom and walking back to her seat. And when I tell you, that old man brightened up my heart because he sat there and held that baby the whole entire plane ride after she came back from that bathroom. He told her, you go to sleep. He looked at me and this lady behind us and he was like, guys, I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. So if y'all can just watch me watch the baby. Now, y'all ain't gonna lie, I ain't no good because I fell asleep. But when I did wake up, because I was in the air for, it felt like forever, he was holding that baby. He fed that baby. He watched a movie with that baby. He was talking to that baby like that baby was Benjamin Button. I mean, it was an amazing thing to see. And the fact that, you know, with us having all these race issues, he was an older white man and she was a young black girl. It made my heart just like smile. But it showed that we still have people in the world that care. And I also had a friend today who was like, please check on y'all friends whose spouses are deployed or not here. And it didn't dawn on me that she was going through that she was taking it this hard because I'm so used to it now. Like, you know, like my best friend, she always calls me like, hey girl, what you doing? What's going on? Yeah, I know Lance gone, you know, you all right, you know, but this particular person, I didn't know because we just met and I'm so used to just like going on with my everyday life. Like I got friends that I'm finding out, you know, they're pregnant and all this stuff. And you don't realize because you're so in your head and you're so into what you got going on because depression is overwhelming that you forget to just check on people yourself. So I just feel like we have to remember to think about each other in every aspect that we do. We all about this hating Trump or we like Trump or we so busy talking about all this, but you got your friends committing suicide. Like, you got friends sitting at home thinking about killing themselves. And what are we doing? What are we doing to help them? Did we go check on them? Did we make sure they was okay? Did we make sure that they kids okay? They spouse okay? Like, hey, y'all good over here? And vice versa. I just feel like we have to remember that we are important and we are each other's key. Because if it's not for human communication, they can make all these robots, they can make all these phone gadgets and tablets and computers and TVs that think for you and all that. But at the same time, you still have to have human communication. Because without human communication, you can't have kids in the world. You're not reproducing. You're not bringing in that stuff. that makes the world keep going. I hate doing long videos, but I feel like this one has to be long because it's just on my heart. And me and my best friend said a lot. Like when something is on our heart, we have to speak it. And I was like getting on I was talking to my husband. I was like, I hate when people copycat you or, or do this or do that. And he was like, don't think of it as like that. Think of that, think of it as they taking what you're doing and they're being inspired. And I'm like, you're right. Because, really, we all copycat each other when you think about it. Because, like, we all do, some of us do YouTube. Some of us do different businesses that kind of are the same. Like, I have another friend who does the exact same thing I do. And do you think I'm hating on her? No, I sure did buy some cups for her. I feel like, and if I, like, now with me having my stuff up and running again, she gonna do it too. Like, I just feel like no matter who we are, we have to support each other. And I think with doing that, depression, not saying that it will disappear, not saying that it will go away, not saying any of that, but it will make things so much lighter. Like, my dad asked me a question the other day, like, when was the last time you were the happiest? And I was like, when we went to the beach. And if anybody knows me, they know that's like me and Lance's and the kids' favorite place. We go to the beach. We don't answer our phones. We don't even take video, which we're gonna have to start doing now that we vlogging. But I probably still won't do it because I feel like that's our happy place. Like, don't get me wrong, our home, me and my husband's bedroom is our happy zone with our kids, because our kids come here too. Like, right now, our room is destroyed. Like, Logan's clothes is bugging me sitting over in his corner, but this is our happy place. Like, we sit in here, we talk, we laugh, we wrestle because we are a WWE family to the fullest. We get mad, we fight, we do all of that in this little space. And we got a nice size house. That's just what we like to do. And I just feel like besides this area, the beach is our happiest place. And he was like, that my dad was like, well, I don't understand it. And I'm like, and I thought about it, why he didn't understand it. And it's because, like, our world is so cluttered with all the stuff that we feel it in. Whether your house is clean, whether your house is dirty, whether your house is, has nothing in it at all. I feel like clutter doesn't come from the things that you just bringing in. I believe that it does play a part. But it's also the people that you're inviting, because sometimes when you have too many people in your world, that's clutter. When you have too much of one thing, like, it could be shoes, it could be anything, it could be too much. And I feel like, when God said don't be a gluttony, like, don't glut, like, because when you do, it creates chaos in your world. Like, something so simple as having an Ugg boot for me, that has become a clutter, because now it's like, now I gotta keep up with the new shoe. Like with all the sneakerheads with Jordans. That's clutter. And it creates the bad things, because yeah, you can afford it, but now you keeping up. Now you're trying to keep up. You keep it up. It's clutter. And I feel like it creates depression. It creates anxiety, because now you're standing in these lines and you're standing next to people that you don't even want to stand next to. It's too much. And even now, when you're talking to yourself, it's crazy, because I'm like, I didn't even look at it like that. And I'm sitting here speaking it, because at the end of the day, this is what my heart is telling me to say. My brain, my heart, all of it. And my husband just encouraged me, because I've been lacking on the YouTube videos, because I had to take a step back, because I'm like, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it to feel like I can help somebody. I have to do it for me first, then I can do it for y'all. And y'all, I'm really waiting on my steak, but DoorDash taking too long. But I just want y'all to remember that, like, that depression is real. I want y'all to do me a favor and check on one friend today or tomorrow, because most of y'all won't see this until tomorrow. But check on that one friend. Check, check, check. And let me tell you what you're gonna get out of it. You're gonna feel like a weight was lifted off of you. You don't gotta give money. You don't gotta give nothing but time. And me and my husband, and I want spouses to do this too. I want y'all spouses to do this because I feel like with spouses, we forget to check on each other. Like me and Lance, since we always had these big retarded fights, and like today we did something so simple as go get something to eat. I smashed mine in the car. He was so mad. What, you mad? Yeah. But the fact of it is that we did something so simple as going out to eat and getting food with no kids, no extra people, no nothing. Just me and him. And then at the end of that, even after all of that, we got back home, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm okay." And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then, like always, something happened. And with our kids, and it was something so simple as them, they don't understand being grateful yet. We're still teaching our kids that. And we're not perfect parents because we raised little brats. And I love them to death, but that's what they are. And I was telling my husband, I'm like, I know you think I'm important, but do they think I'm important? And he was like, yeah, they just don't know yet. Like, they still learning. And I want moms, especially moms right now. I'll get to dads in a second. But moms, y'all are very important. We are the person that wheels this whole thing in. Because I'm not saying daddies can't do it, because some single daddies out there that I'll be like, kudos, pow, 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 pow. We got a homeboy right now that's a single dad, and he know who I'm talking about, because I don't really got no friends that single daddies like that I fool with. And he with somebody,